Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing one of my absolute favorite things. We are taking something incredibly mundane, something that's probably sitting in your kitchen drawer right this very second, and we're going to look really closely at how it's built. Because we interact with hundreds of designed objects every single day, right? But when we actually slow down and pay attention, we uncover this entire hidden world of brilliant, invisible problem solving. So let's jump right in and look at a seriously great example of functional culinary design. Okay, picture this. You are absolutely starving. Someone has just pulled a perfectly cooked, incredibly delicious piece of food right out of a rolling boil. It smells amazing, it looks incredible, and you want to eat it right this very second. But, well, there's a massive physical roadblock standing between you and your meal. It is burning, scorching, piping hot. So, how do you actually get it to your mouth without doing that frantic, painful finger-juggling routine we all know way too well? I mean, sure, we harnessed fire to cook our food thousands of years ago, but holding on to that freshly cooked food comfortably, that requires a whole lot more finesse.
All right, let's get into section 1, the core problem.
Now this right here brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about today. Look at those hands right up front, just confidently and effortlessly holding a freshly cooked, steaming ear of corn. You can see there's no tension, there's no hesitant hovering, it's just a rock-solid, dual-sided grip. And the kicker? The hands aren't touching the corn itself at all. Instead, they're grabbing onto these two specialized little tools anchored perfectly into each end of the cob. It literally transforms an unwieldy, burning hot cylinder into an easily managed, rotating feast. It's just genius.
And check out the environmental storytelling happening just behind our main subject. See those pale, misty wisps rising from the pot? That is crucial visual data right there. It translates a static image into a full-on sensory experience. It's telling us, loud and clear, that without the tool up front, handling that corn would be physically intolerable. I mean, this wasn't cooked an hour ago. It was pulled from that incredibly hot, bubbling environment literally seconds prior.
Moving right along to Section 2, Anatomy of the Gadget.
Let's actually reverse engineer this thing and unpack its visual anatomy, because it is engineered for ultimate user comfort. First up, the handles. They're smooth, they're kind of bulbous, and they're painted this vibrant yellow, which, by the way, is a super clever bit of design psychology. It visually mimics the corn itself, making the tool feel like a natural extension of the food. Second, notice the transparent connection base right where the handle meets the cob. It's not just a connector. It flares out slightly. It acts like a microscopic splash guard, keeping boiling water or melting butter from sliding straight down onto your knuckles. Actually, it's a lot like the cross guard on a tiny sword. And finally, that symmetrical dual-sided grip ensures perfect balance. You're not awkwardly trying to hold up one heavy end. You have total, two-handed rotational control.
Which brings us to Section 3, the culinary context.
So let's trace the full journey of this food to really understand the whole cooking process happening here. Look at the portable stove sitting right there on the wooden table. This entire setup implies immediate, right-at-the-table preparation and eating. It's essentially a three-step sequence, captured in a single moment. Boom. Step 1. The raw corn goes into the steamer pot resting on that black portable stove. Step 2. The dangerously hot food is extracted from the boiling vapor. And Step 3. The immediate insertion of those yellow handles. This tool perfectly bridges the gap between the chaotic, extreme heat of the cooking vessel and the calm, controlled enjoyment of your meal.
Let's play a quick game of what if for a second. What if we just remove those yellow handles from the equation entirely? You are now grabbing steaming hot wet kernels with your bare hands. It's a total disaster. Your fingers are burning. And hey, if you add butter, it instantly becomes a greasy, slippery mess. You might as well be trying to hold on to a greased football. You're getting messy, you're uncomfortable, and frankly, it's kind of unhygienic. Now look at the alternative. The tool gives you an elegant, controlled solution. Your hands stay perfectly clean, your fingertips are totally unburned, and your sole focus gets to be 100% on just enjoying the food. It is a massive quality of life upgrade packed into just a couple inches of plastic and metal.
It really makes you look differently at the stuff we completely take for granted. What appears to be just a cheap little piece of plastic is actually a perfectly engineered solution that balances thermodynamics, ergonomics, and hygiene all at once, which leaves me with this final thought for you to chew on. What other so-called simple tools in your kitchen are actually absolute marvels of problem-solving design? Next time you use a garlic press or a pizza cutter or even just a slotted spoon, I highly challenge you to look at it through this exact lens. What specific problem is it solving, and how elegantly does it pull it off? Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep questioning the everyday, and I'll catch you next time.